Herbition here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Untitled Darkness, and we're going for our first full playthrough today. We're going for the light ending. So when we start the game, you are going to notice right behind you there's going to be a crack in the ceiling with a light beam sticking out of it. Make sure you go up to it and interact with it. To get the light ending, basically what you have to do is you have to make sure you interact with all three light beams that will appear during the course of the game. Once you get that out of the way, we're going to proceed to the left and then enter our first room. The way this game is going to work is every time we enter a room, we are going to have a pair of flashbacks that we need to play through. So just go up to the one that is sparkling currently, and then just make sure you interact with that, and then get through the cutscene. Once that's over, just make sure you go to the opposite one and do the same thing, and let the story play out. Once you get both out of the way, you should complete the room, and since this is our first playthrough, we should also get an achievement every time we clear a room. There's going to be room number 1, that one's going to be for 100 gamer score. On to the next room, so just head back the way you came. Every time you complete a room, the adjacent room is going to unlock. Then all you have to do is just make sure you enter and then just interact with the two memories. Sometimes they may appear out of order. Sometimes you have to get the farther one before you can get the closer one, so make sure you take care of that. Nonetheless, just make sure you get through all of the scenes and then you should be good for the subsequent rooms. So here's going to be room number 2. That's going to also be for 100 gamer score. Then we're just going to zip over back to the left and then enter the newly unlocked room. Sometimes your character might stop and then have a conversation with themselves. Just make sure you skip through that as well, and then just get to the flashbacks and then just get through these. And then once we wrap up the 2 in this room, that's going to take care of room number 3, and that should get us the next achievement, and that's going to also be for 100 gamer score. Then it's going to be back to the right. So make sure you enter this room, and then we're going to get the 2 scenes here, and then be good for room number 4. Now, before we start room number 5, there's actually going to be the second beam of light that we need to interact with in order to get the light ending. So as you are making your way over there, make sure before you start the next scene, you want to make sure you go over to the beam of light. It's going to be past the 2 spots where you would get the memory. So just make sure you don't interact with the sparkles just yet and go straight for the beam of light. Interact with it. You actually do get an achievement for interacting with this one, which is going to be focus on the light for 100 gamer score. As soon as you have interacted with it, feel free to continue on with the game like normal. So just make sure you get the 2 memories, and then that should take care of this room. So that should get you the next room achievement. It's going to be room 5 for another 100 gamer score. Then we're going to move over to the right, and then when we enter the next room, what you want to do is you want to make sure you start the first memory. As soon as you get the first memory out of the way, we're going to hit up the third and final beam of light we need to get the light ending. So make sure you don't start the second memory quite just yet and go straight for the beam of light. So make sure you get this one between the 2 memories. And once you have it, make sure you feel free to start up the second memory in order to finish up the room, and that should get you the next room achievement, which is going to be room number 6, and this one is going to also be worth 100 gamer score. And believe it or not, that was actually going to be the last memory and the last room, so we can head straight for the exit, which is going to be back at the start. This door should now be open. Make sure you step on through. If you remembered to interact with all 3 light beams when they did pop up, you should be good for the light ending as well as the achievement that goes along with it. There it is, 100 gamer score, and that's all there is to it.